In this video, we're going to talk about metrics. We're going to talk about analytics. If you're a content creator, no matter what subject or content that you cover on your channel, we're going to take a deep dive into all the different views, what all these numbers mean, um, and explain them in detail so that you can understand why you have 10 views and why you have 100 views and where you lost your audience. That's the focus, is how long they watched, why they left, and understand what it all means. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to use video analytics to actually figure out how to improve both your audience retention and improve the content of your channel, and also discover just what people like. What do they like about your channel? So let's dive in. So this is the typical view that you get when you click under analytics for a particular video. This is a video that I uploaded for a game called The Precinct about, I don't know, it was less than 7 days ago. You've got 4 tabs at the top: overview, reach, engagement, and audience. These can all be drilled into, and we're going to cover each one. The overview just gives you a detailed view of how many views you had. This is your real time in this pane and to the right. And then starting from left to right, it's showing 24 views is about an average for the channel. The watch time was 0.5. My intro is longer than 0.5. So we want to find out, obviously, if we look down at the bottom in the video, we have these different lines and what this timeline is, and we can get more detail, and we're going to do that. But you'll notice that 25% of the viewers, this is when we had the most. So obviously they're skipping through videos. A normal subscriber or non-subscriber that comes to your channel, they're going to go through a video if they're interested, especially if they're interested in the game or whatever you're covering. They're going to go through moments within your video to try to find exactly what they're looking for. So it looks like this period of time right here, from here to here, is where I had the largest retention. This is where the views actually occurred. So 25% at peak. So with the video, you can actually see what happened during that time frame where it lulled, where it picked up.
Power from crooks all over the city. Popov's the real deal, though.
And believe it or not, it's a cut scene. It was dialogue.
Yeah, you bust one, another one just takes their place.
So let's look at the peak.
Oh, poor birdies.
So I was actually driving the car. I have no idea what brought people there. And let's see where we started to lose them.
84, message received.
This is the dirtiest, nasty city ever.
Search returned with an active warrant.
Oh, hey, how about that?
So we're messing around with a control within the game. This deals with the support for calling it. It doesn't matter. But I started to lose the audience here. And as you notice, it never really picked back up. So let's move on to the next tab, which is called Reach. Let's see how they got here. And then now that we know where we had the greatest moment in this video, let's move to the next. And just an average time of 1 minute, that's terrible for a 30-minute video, and only a minute of view time. That's not a good average. That's something we definitely want to work on. So the second most important tab is actually your reach. It tells you how people got to your particular video. You've got impressions. And for any one of these, if you don't know what they mean, you can click on the learn more and you'll get a box over here that'll give you YouTube gives you a detailed breakdown of what all these fields mean. Um, and you should take a look and read through these. I'm not going to do it in the video, but you'll understand what all this means. So let's take a look. And the thing that I'm most important about is where people are discovering, where did they find out about my video? Where did they find this title? And if I scroll down, external sites or apps, it looks like the most effective reach that I have right now is through Discord. It's through just various content creators, share your own content. That's 62%. Then YouTube, which is just showing up in search engines. If you click again, if you hover over here, these are embedded. It's a YouTube recommendation, however. And then the lowest is the Steam community. This is why covering games, I don't really rely on reaching my audience through the video section of a particular title on Steam. So content suggestion in this video, it provides some different information about other ads, what they're searching for when they came across your video. I don't find a lot of help here, but this is the content suggestion of this video is sort of an interesting field. You can actually click on see more and you can see what types of videos actually left that impression. And if you're looking at where this appears, it appears like when you're watching a video and it populates a box in the right side of the screen, you'll see different videos and you wonder, how did those get there? Well, that's how. So let's back up and let's look at the next tab. So now that we understand a little bit more about reach, let's look at engagement. Engagement actually gives you a lot of information, especially down here as far as retention, audience retention. You've got a timeline down here. Again, this is just more of the same. We know our peak moment was during the car, and we know why we lost them. But it does provide some other information of likes, dislikes, and the end screen or click rate. Again, each one of these you can drill into for more information. But I don't want to, and you can see this is one of the things here is you get some statistics about watch time. And you also get the average view time, and it gives you a comparison. And we can do a lot more, and we're going to further in the video, of typical performance of your videos over a period of days, and compare the two. There's a lot of compare and contrast. So let's take a look at the last piece in this particular view before we go deep diving in, and that's audience. So when I click on audience, I notice I have 7 unique viewers. That means most of the views that I have are from our subscribed users, already subscribed to the channel, and that's good. I do like unique viewers because potentially that could lead to more subscribers, more people in your community. The device type also is unique to me because it tells me what the type of video that I'm doing and how they're actually watching it. And a majority of the viewers for this particular video were computer, 90%, TV, and then was 8, and then mobile phone, 1.1%. That helps you identify, they're watching your video, and you can look at resolution. Remember, all these devices have different ways of aligning the video. So that may give you an idea if you're running a high quality video, it's probably not going to play quite well in 1080p on a mobile phone. Now, some of the newer smartphones, yeah, but let's take a lot, and we don't have enough to do age and gender, but those are really good. A lot of the data for this particular video, just there hasn't been enough information. So I'm going to go find one of the older videos from 7 years ago, and we'll take a look at that. And we're going to go deep dive into a lot of information. So don't go anywhere. So popular videos is where I like to go back. And if you look back 6, 7 years ago is when I had, obviously they've had time to mature. They've been around for a long time. Um, we're going to look at a game title that I covered 7 years ago. And the first thing I get is the video itself. We're going to skip the analytics and we're going to go and we're going to look at the same exact screens, and we're going to go deep dive, not through these tabs. We're going to deep dive into all the other fields that you have at your disposal to help you discover the same type of information, but in a lot more detail. So this video is so old that YouTube's actually counted or measured short views differently since March 31 of 2025 this year. But that's not what I want to talk about. This is a really good view. And I got there basically by, I probably should have included that. If you click on see more right here in this particular field, that brings, so compared to other videos, basically gives you a baseline from a low, average, and high. These are what I like to see, or you want these to be high. Obviously, your content should get better over time, especially if you're doing intense studies of your analytics to go through and help improve your videos to find out what point in your content where you were below average, where you were above average, and just find out what's actually keeping the attention of the viewer. So that's a pretty handy snapshot of the peaks, highs, and lows of the total duration of your video as they're skipping through your video to actually get to what they want to see. And it'll show you exactly where in the video you were, or where in the content you were when you were getting these highs. What actually were they seeing that brought to, that kept their attention. So let's look at retention. Retention has an actual extra field. You can look at subscribers and non-subscribers. And as you can see, it looks like a majority of these views were not subscribers. 25,000 views were people who were not subscribed, where only 137 were actually subscribers to the channel. Organic and paid traffic, I don't pay attention to because I'm not looking for profit. There are videos out there with information on your paid traffic. That's not something that I'm covering in this video, but it's something I could potentially cover in a future video. But I want to look at new and returning viewers. So we know that we had a low capture rate of our returning viewers, but we had a lot of new viewers. Why didn't they subscribe? I mean, obviously the goal, you want more people to subscribe to your channel. You want to grow your audience. So you can see over here, it just gives you an idea of where in the video your returning your viewers versus your new viewers. And it looks like that my new viewers were, my returning viewers were actually higher percentages than the new viewers. So nothing really in here captured anyone's attention. And then the last is the detailed activity. So it looks like the information has fallen, so I can't really show in this video. So let me take a moment and I'll find one that actually has a newer video that gives us more information about what detailed activity, because there's a lot of information there. So one of the things I like to do when I go through and I'm looking at performance is I look at all the different new titles, the first looks, the playlists of, additional content or new updates, or my week in review, is I can go through, and this is just under videos, under content. You can see a lot of information here. Copyrights, I'll talk about later. And actually, I want to, not in this video, but I want to do a detailed, um, a lot of times a sound bite, a sound effect, or some music within a video can potentially have a copyright. And a lot of times it's music. You can actually go and work with YouTube to tell them that you can actually, there's a way, especially if you're a paid channel, to undo that or contest it. Just be advised that if you do a lot of these, YouTube can actually they can strike you, and they can even take the channel down. So I typically don't fight with these. A lot of them are with music. That's why a lot of content providers, especially relying on income, will turn off music for a title that they're covering, at least for games, because they do run into this a lot. But that's not what we're really looking for here. We're looking for a video over the past few weeks, and I picked one that caught my eye, and that was 652 views on a title called Food Simulator Update. So let's take a look at it. It was an 11-minute video. Let's take a detailed look into this one that has more information since the change that YouTube has made since this year. So this is a really good example of how over time, since it was published to current, of the average watch time. This is under the overview. It shows you, snapshots of the search, where they can, how they found your video. Gained 4 subscribers. So these kinds of things are what tells me that I did something right in the video. Now the view duration still, less than 3 minutes. So we still want to improve that. Ideally, I'd like to have a view duration of at least half the video, 50%. That tells me that they're definitely interested. Again, just to recap, we can see where we start to lose our audience. And it's towards the end of the video. So obviously there's some improvement that I need to do. Just going back and through, and you can actually play what was going on in that particular moment where you started to lose your audience. It just seems like over time most people had seen enough. But this wasn't above average. So I definitely want to, go back and check these out. But let's go back and let's do that same. Let's get that advanced mode. So the last thing I want to cover is one last tab, and each one of these categories has a compared to. It's right up in the top right hand corner. You can select another video that maybe outperformed or underperformed this, and you can do a comparison, a side-by-side comparison with all the same content, but you can stay within that mode, and you can see the title we're looking at, and it's color coded. So you can line two sets of videos side by side and go through the same type of information, including the extended more metrics, to give you just an idea of how they both performed. A side by side comparison is always good for one that you found that was outstanding versus one not so outstanding. Did it attract more subscribers? Did you lose subscribers? Traffic sources, same type of thing. Is it because I was, somebody's, YouTube advertising, something that you did different for that particular video versus another? I like to do the side by side with the view time. Again, you'll have to go back to each one in the original at the start of this to actually see where you had your audience and then where you lost them. But all these tools at your disposal gives you a much better idea of how to improve your channel, how to retain your audience, and how to grow your community, your subscribers. So hopefully you found information in this video useful. Feel free to leave comments if you've got tips or tricks that you've done within your studies of video analytics. I'm always interested in more feedback. This is just information I've put together on my own, but I'm always looking for feedback from the community. That's what I enjoy the most about content creation, is interaction with other content creators. So happy to get constructive criticism and new ideas to help improve my channel. Again, thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy it so I can grow my channel. And thanks for watching. Until then, we'll see you on the next video.